What if our abundance, our American abundance, is actually hindering our Christian mission? That's a challenging thought. We're going to see in the passage before us today that the 12, the disciples of Jesus that we have the names of in the scriptures, Peter, James, John, Bartholomew, Thomas, Andrew, and so forth, the 12, they are sent out by Jesus to go into his work, to go do the work that he was doing, that they were watching him do prior to their initial or first commissioning. And when he sends them out to the work, he sends them out with nothing. He intentionally commands them to take nothing with them for their journey. There were no extra sandals, no backup plan, no financial reserves. He says not to take a money bag with you. And they go in this passage that we're going to look at, and they preach the gospel, the good news. They heal the sick everywhere that they went. And so we have this contrast between the no extras, go with nothing commission that Jesus gave to his first followers. And then you look at the church in America, especially in the last several generations. We have multi-million-dollar buildings many times. We have sophisticated technology, new technologies that are coming out that are just mind-bending and mind-blowing. We have trained professionals that do the work of the ministry. We have decades of accumulated resources. And what are the results? You know, there was a great teacher, follower of God, pastor, preacher years ago, A.W. Tozer, and I remember seeing a quote from Tozer years ago. He said, if you had removed the Holy Spirit from the first century church, the early church, at least 90% of the things that they were doing would have ceased. But if you removed the Holy Spirit from the American church in the 20th or 21st century, hardly nothing would change. It would just continue to go on. And so we're confronted with this challenging thought. What if our American abundance is actually hindering our Christian mission in this passage? And it's good to consider this. And I'm not suggesting, nor do I think Jesus is suggesting, as we'll see in this passage, that poverty is more spiritual than having much. But I do think that Jesus teaches in this passage and in other places a dependency that is essential to his mission, a dependency upon him and a dependency upon his Spirit. He intentionally designs into the mission that he sends his disciples on in this passage, he intentionally designs dependency into it, that they had to rely completely upon him. And somewhere along the line, we have designed self-sufficiency into our mission, that we have all the things that we need. And so this is a challenging passage, but it's also an important passage.